Okay, thank you. Our next author is Alexandra Goodwin, and her book is entitled Exchange at the Border. Alexandra was born in Buenos Aires and came to the United States as a student in the 1980s following a military coup in her country. After raising her family, she pursued her passion of writing. When asked what the main theme of her book is, she said, "It's a spellbinding look at the internal struggle between good and evil," bless you, "and the issue of immigration from a very different perspective." It is my pleasure to introduce Alexandra Goodwin.
Thank you very much for coming today, and thank you to Bonnie Stelzer and Norma Kane and the Delray Beach Library for letting us have this beautiful opportunity. By now you must be wondering what part of Russia I'm from because of my accent, but I'm not from Russia. I am a Sephardic Jew from Argentina. However, interestingly enough, I was always fascinated with the history of Russia and particularly the fate of the Romanovs. I read many books on the subject where I learned about the influence that Rasputin had in their lives. How many of you are familiar with Rasputin? Ooh, nice. Well, you should come here and finish my speech. Rasputin, as you know, he was a self-made priest and a healer who had supernatural abilities. Although he was the only one able to help Alexei, the Tsar's son, when he had a hemophiliac attack, he is remembered as a very evil man. There are also rumors that he had an affair with Tsarina Alexandra. However, I also learned that he did quite a few good things. For one, and this I didn't know, he helped many Jews obtain exit visas from Russia and facilitated their exile into Europe and America. So I wondered, why does history remember Rasputin as such an evil man? And then the quintessential question that launches every writer into Candyland. What if? What if he had a chance to come back and clear his name and show that he was not so bad after all? Because I am a writer, every person I meet in real life ends up in my stories. Once I met a young man who crossed the border with Mexico illegally and whose plight I was very fascinated about his life. Little did he know he would be landing a job as the main character of my novel. As he morphed into this new role, he visited me in dreams, woke me up at 3 in the morning. He even whispered to me while I was taking a shower. These scenes and images became so intense that I turned to my mom. I said, "Mom, what do I do? This is driving me crazy." She told me to write them down. At the end of 2 years, I had 2 notebooks filled with scenes, images, and snippets of dialogue, together with countless notes from my research about Rasputin. It was time to connect the dots. It took another 2 years and many workshops to successfully structure the multiple plots that emerged during the creative process and weave them into one seamless storyline in which a Mexican agave farm worker runs to the border for his life, to save his life, and he finds more than the safety he seeks. As he's thrust into a mystical realm, he must agree to a fascinating but dangerous deal to reclaim his place in the world. Spellbinding and suspenseful, Exchange at the Border explores the timeless struggle between good and evil. Spanish being my first language, I studied and taught myself how to write in English while raising my children and working full-time during the course of 20 years. I have published articles, poems, and short stories in several publications. By purchasing my book and everybody else's books today, you will be supporting local authors, and I sincerely thank you for that.
Okay, our next author is Sandy